Ladies and gentlemen, what a sensational morning here in Sydney, Australia. I know it's evening wherever you guys are, or maybe it's in the afternoon or whatever the time zone is. It's so good to see Man United and Arsenal losing the Champions League. I mean, especially Man United. I fully predicted Galatasaray to beat them, and their demise. Oh, it's so good to see. Look, I'm going to talk more about Champions League in my second channel. If you haven't subscribed to that, make sure you subscribe. Miss TV, Total Football. The link should be in the channel column of the YouTube page. If you go to my YouTube page, you'll see a channel link there, and then you'll see the second channel there. So make sure you subscribe. But we're going to talk about everything that is going on with Chelsea at the moment. So let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Look, some bad news in regards to Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell is ruled out until December. He is set to miss at least 2 months because of hamstring injury that we saw, I believe, against Brighton. Yeah, he came off early against Brighton. We had to play with 10 men in the final minutes of that particular match. And initially, it was told that, look, he's possibly going to miss about 4 weeks maximum, but now he's out until December. And it further goes on to say, more information on Ben Chilwell's injury. It is understood that Chilwell faces at least 8 weeks out and could be sidelined further, depending on how the initial steps of his rehabilitation go. He now faces a race to be back playing ahead of the Christmas fixtures at the midpoint of the campaign. Everyone's talking about this. Every report out there is talking about it. Look, we already know Ben Chilwell has a massive issue with his hamstring. Last season, he tore the hamstring and he was out for a long time. And again, the hamstring issue happens. Before I get into my opinion on this particular matter, I just want to lay down exactly, how Ben Chilwell is feeling. I mean, I do feel for this particular player. Honestly, I do. He's been given the vice captaincy, and now again he's injured. These were the doubts that us as Chelsea fans had on Ben Chilwell and Reece James, the two fullbacks that were tremendous under Thomas Tuchel before the injury, and then obviously all the injuries started to pile on, and we now barely get to see these particular players. This is what Ben Chilwell had to say in Instagram. In his Instagram story, can't catch a break. Believe me, I'm more frustrated than you guys. All I can do now is help the team as best as I can from the sidelines until I get back to giving everything for the club on the pitch. Again, ups and downs, but that's life. Just focused on getting this club back where it deserves to be. Thank you always for the love, Chelsea fans. As I said, yeah, it's pretty crazy how both of our fullbacks, our first choice fullbacks, you'd have to say, Reece James and Ben Chilwell, they're just regularly injured. Now, in regards to this particular player, I want to now give you guys my opinion on it, right? Let me see if, here we go. I want to have some Ben Chilwell picture in the background. Look, Ben Chilwell this season, if I'm being absolutely honest, hasn't been that great. Now, not partly because Pochettino has been deploying him as a left winger, which he is simply not. And also, I guess, whenever he's also played in the left wing position, taking away whether he scores goals or contributes with assists, it's the basics of the game as well. I've seen him, his first touch, letting him, straying him, his ball control is not the greatest. His passes are not always crisp, and yeah, he's not someone who's technically that sound. So far this season, that's what's been demonstrated. He did play that game against Brighton in the left back position, and overall, I don't think it was the greatest performance either. I saw a couple of his performances in the international break as well, not that great for England. And look, yes, playing out of position is not the best way to gain confidence. But overall, the basics of his game has been out as well. And on top of that, to compound all of that, yeah, we have to start thinking in the future, what is going to happen with Ben Chilwell? I mean, Levi Colwill is seriously becoming a left back. Whether we like it or not, Pochettino keeps deploying him as a left back. Now, is that because Nkunku's not around? Once Nkunku comes back, maybe Pochettino will start thinking about a traditional left back. Or is that because Buddy Shield is not available? And once Buddy Shield is available, then he'll potentially partner Buddy Shield with Levi Colwill. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but the fact of the matter is Levi Colwill is being deployed as a left back. So Ben Chilwell is essentially not even the first choice left back at the moment. And then on top of that, Cucurella has been performing so well on the right side. You're going to have to start thinking, well, sooner or later, he will have to be given some opportunities on the left side as well. Ian Maatsen is someone I did think could potentially be an option in the left back. I mean, he's genuinely a left back, Ian Maatsen, but he's another player that I suppose Pochettino is not really looking at as a left back option, but another player that we can throw into the mix. And his contract is up in the air, which we'll touch on. So overall, Ben Chilwell's future is a little bit murky. Honestly, it's a little bit murky. Now, all I can say is that, look, recover, get well soon. But I don't think we're going to miss Ben Chilwell during this time frame. Because as I said, Levi Colwill will probably continue being a left back. And so far, yeah, we don't want him to be left back, but that game against Fulham, he's done well. So maybe he'll continue being a left back. And if he's not the left back, it'll probably be Cucurella because Malo Gusto and Reece James will be back. So are we really going to miss Ben Chilwell in the meantime? Don't think so. And this is where it becomes a bit of a problem for Ben Chilwell down the track for his Chelsea future. If you're not being missed and you're not being thought about, out of sight, out of mind. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section, how do you picture Ben Chilwell's future at Chelsea Football Club? With everything that's going on at the moment, Levi Colwill left back, and even if he isn't, Cucurella is going to come in. And even if Cucurella is not, what's going to happen with Ian Maatsen? Whether he's a left back or not, I don't know. Pochettino is not really utilizing him as a left back. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Benoit Buddy Shield, Trevor Chalobah, and Carney Chukwuemeka are nearing returns, which is fantastic news. Great that all of these players are coming back, and it's going to be a great selection headache for Pochettino. But at the same time, some of these players are probably not going to see much game time. Like, for example, Trevor Chalobah is probably not going to see that much game time. And then also Carney Chukwuemeka and Benoit Buddy Shield. Buddy Shield probably might get in sooner or later. But then someone else in the likes of Silva or Desasi will have to miss out. Chukwuemeka, yeah, he could potentially come in. Then where do you fit him? Because Cole Palmer is playing at the moment, at times centrally. And then sometimes we're playing with three midfielders. So where does Chukwuemeka fit in the broader scheme of things? So some good selection headache upon Pochettino coming up very, very soon. Chelsea want Ian Maatsen to sign a new deal as soon as possible, and the proposal is still on the table. Conversation will continue, but there is no agreement. If nothing is agreed upon, Chelsea will consider selling him in January on a permanent transfer. Coming from Fabrizio Romano. Look, as I've said, I think players like Ian Maatsen, they hold a lot of value, man. They're similar type in the mold of sort of like that Palmer kind of type of a player that looks for those key passes. They've got good technical ability. I'm not saying he's same as Palmer or as good as Palmer, but he's got that skill set that Palmer has, that eye for a key pass. Some players like Ian Maatsen, and he almost scored a banger of a goal against Fulham, which hit the post. He's got that ability to score goals. He's got the ability to find those assists. And he understands the strikers that Chelsea Football Club has. Definitely Nicholas Jackson. We've seen him in the preseason. So look, for me, I've made it very, very clear. I would make him a good offer and keep him at Chelsea Football Club. Now, I don't know what offer has been given to Ian Maatsen from Chelsea, because there is an offer that is on the table. But Ian Maatsen at the moment is not entertaining that. Now, the last time we heard about this and the reason why Ian Maatsen's not entertaining is he feels like the contract is not making him feel like an important player. So, look, and at the time as well, Mauricio Pochettino is just using him sparingly. And then what happens when players like Nkunku comes back? What happens when players like Chukwuemeka, who's on the way back? then potentially you're not going to see Ian Maatsen play in those attacking areas. Barely, to be honest. He barely plays now. Once all of those players come back, he's definitely not going to see the scene. And then, as I said, he's not really getting considered being as a left-back option either. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would keep Ian Maatsen, but I can also see why Chelsea would want to get rid of him, because it seems like he's genuinely surplus to requirements. Once everyone comes back, where are you gonna find those minutes? We play one game a week, unless we go as far as possible in the Carabao Cup and also in the FA Cup. I don't see how this ends well for Ian Maatsen in January. I hope it turns around, but it's a player that I truly, truly appreciate. But at this moment, I feel like it's a bit of a dead end. Let me know once again in the comment section what you think about the Ian Maatsen situation. Mauricio Pochettino rates Armando Broja highly. You could see it straight away once he was taken off yesterday. Obviously, he wasn't going to play the entire 90 minutes, and he almost got himself injured as well by the time he was off. But Armando Broja, for me, you can see Pochettino really likes him. He was hugging him post-game, giving him high fives, this, that, the other, grabbing him by the cheek. He really, really rates this player, really likes this player. The fan base likes him. I've liked him from a long time now. Armando Broja in Southampton, the loan spell was amazing last season. He was really good before he got injured. And I was saying, pre-season, I wouldn't rush into buying a striker straight away. I would wait to see how Broja does. And now that we are starting to see Broja come back, he's got himself that goal. Yes, fortuitous, but still got the goal. I know he missed a clear-cut opportunity initially. He did everything right, then he missed it. But Armando Broja, ladies and gentlemen, he's the perfect competition for Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson cannot be, resting on his laurels at the moment. Do you know what I mean? He cannot be complacent anymore, Nicholas Jackson, because Armando Broja will take your spot. Nicholas Jackson most likely will come back during the weekend against Burnley off the back of his suspension, and Armando Broja will feature off the bench. But Broja, he's quick, his hold up is excellent. His link up is excellent. He's got that physical nature about him. Once he starts scoring goals, this is a perfect competition for Nicholas Jackson. And this is exactly what I want to see. This is why I don't want to jump into all these conversations about, which striker to get next up. I want to wait. I want to wait and see exactly what transpires until the January window. See if Jackson and Broja lifts their game and bangs in a lot of goals. And if that's the case, well, then there you go. We don't need to think about buying another striker. And I hope that is the case. But if that isn't the case, then one of them is probably going to suffer, because we are potentially going to get a striker. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know. I'm very, very excited about Armando Broja. I'm so excited to see this guy back. And I'm glad that Mauricio Pochettino really likes him as well. Armando Broja gave Chelsea a physical presence up front, someone his teammates could play off. He may not boast Nicholas Jackson's pace, but his clever runs and strength to hold off opponents provide something different. Exactly, man. He's got some really good movement, and I don't think his pace is that far off from Nicholas Jackson. I think Nicholas Jackson's quicker, but Armando Broja, before he got injured, he was extremely quick. Obviously, we'll see how his speed eventually comes back. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Mikel Mudryk had to adapt to life in new country, a new culture, and a new club. And this had to happen amid the backdrop of Russia's invasion of his homeland. Mudryk has put the work in at Cobham. He regularly undertakes extra post-training drills and has earned the trust of head coach Mauricio Pochettino as the campaign has progressed. This is coming from Chelsea's website, bigging up Mikel Mudryk. Look, one thing I'll say about Mikel Mudryk, whether he becomes a success in the football club, in Chelsea Football Club, only time will tell. But one thing I can definitely say, in order to be successful, you've got to put in the hard yards and you've got to have immense determination. And these are two things Mikel Mudryk definitely has. What I'm seeing from Mudryk for the past few games, he's been performing really, really well. There are some patches here and there in the game where he goes through and it's absolutely kamikaze style, like where the first touch lets him go. His shooting becomes crazy. His ball control becomes unbearable. But then he snaps out of that. I love the fact that he always finds a way to snap out of that. Similar thing happened to him yesterday. The first 10 minutes, he was just erratic. And then after that, he came absolutely alive. His dribbling, his ability to get into the box and get into very, very tasty positions, finds himself with a really good goal from Levi Colwill. So that's a testament to his character, to be able to turn things around, even when things are going bad, to be able to turn it around. Look, if he carries on like this, he's finally got that goal, just rewards for his hard yards. If he can keep scoring goals, keep producing assists, this guy, honestly, with his hard work and determination, he'll go a long way. He'll go a long way. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about Mykhailo Mudryk as well. That brings us to the end of this particular news segment. Mostly, please let me know what you think about Ben Chilwell, the situation that's happening. He's now injured until December, probably end of December. Let me know in the comment section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Make sure you subscribe to the second channel. I'll drop all the Champions League review there for the matches that has taken place tonight in Europe. And I shall catch you guys very, very soon. Until then, take care. See ya. Ugh.